7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, Repeat back with a new video for you. This is a rather appropriate video. Came to me in kind of a, I'm not going to say a moment of genius or anything, because I don't profess to be a genius, but the idea came when I was sorting out some DVDs. I was putting some away, and I came across one that I figured could make quite an interesting video. The DVD in question is this one, the WWE ECW December to Dismember pay-per-view. Now, anybody who remembers the pay-per-view, watched it live, you have my deepest sympathies. I stayed up to watch it live and instantly regretted it, and I only bought the DVD because I got it off eBay for like 99p with free delivery, and I needed it to finish off that year's pay-per-view collection. That is the only reason I bought it. For those of you who haven't seen it, if you have 2 hours 36 minutes of your life that you never want to do anything with, there you go. It's the perfect way to spend 2 hours 36 minutes. It was an absolute, I apologise if there's any younger viewers watching, clusterfuck of a main event. It sounded so promising, but unfortunately, like a lot of the WWE, ECW pay-per-views, etc., it failed to deliver, which was unfortunate. But, you know, that was the way it goes. I personally think it was Vince McMahon's way of maybe sticking it to the old ECW faithful that had stuck by and supported it, you know, all those years. So, yeah, basically, the DVD only mentions 2 matches on the back of the case, which, oops, sorry, you won't be able to see them, I don't think. Eminem versus the Hardys and the Extreme Elimination Chamber. There were more than 2 matches on it, unfortunately. Excuse me. The first match, well, there was a dark match at the pay-per-view, which obviously isn't shown on the DVD. That was between Rene Dupree and Stevie Richards. Rene Dupree won that. I don't actually know how long the match was or how good a match it was, because obviously it was a dark match, so it's not on the DVD. The actual matches on the DVD, not necessarily in order, I'm just going off the top of my head here. The Hardy Boys, obviously, Matt and Jeff versus Eminem. The Hardy Boys won, as always. 2 great teams, 4 very, very talented individuals. It was always good when they got in the ring together. They just seemed to work so well together. You know, as an adult, you sort of appreciate a bit more what goes into a match. So, you know, you can sit back and enjoy it. It's just over 20 minutes long, this match. There were some great high spots in it, which you'd expect from those teams. But yeah, it was an absolute brilliant match. Should really have been the highlight of the pay-per-view, but obviously given the build-up to it, the Elimination Chamber was. So yeah, the Hardy Boys won that match. Can't remember now whether it was the usual Twist of Fate Swanton combination or, well, it's been a while since I've watched it, and I'm honestly not in any rush to watch it. I have other DVDs that I've recently bought that will be vying for my attention. Another match was Balls Mahoney versus Matt Striker. This was in a Strikers Rules match. I vaguely remember Matt Striker saying something about there being no chair shots, no this, no that, no other. It would be a pure wrestling match. Much to his surprise, and the surprise of a lot of people watching, me included, because I didn't know much about Balls Mahoney's background. I remembered him briefly from the original ECW but I didn't know he could actually wrestle, and he did out wrestle Matt Striker for a while. I can't, like I said, it's been a while since I've watched it. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I do know Balls Mahoney won, which was always great to see Matt Striker get beat. Yeah, there was another tag team match on it. It was Elijah Burke and Sylvester Turkey. Is that how you pronounce his name? And they were facing the full-blooded Italians. I used to love that. Little Guido and Tony Mamaluke, and they had the lovely Trinity at ringside. The FBI weren't brilliant in the original ECW. No, they were great. They weren't bad in the WWE version. They just, everything obviously was a lot more tamed down to make it a bit more PG and everything. The FBI lost, but that's basically due to Elijah Burke and Takai getting a massive push at the time. So essentially, the FBI were just fed to him as fodder. Now there was another singles match, Davari with the Great Khali against Tommy Dreamer. I believe Davari won that one. Pretty sure he did. Again, can't remember how. Ages since I watched pay-per-view, like I've mentioned, so I apologise for my lack of being able to tell you what happened. But yeah, I know Davari won. Then there was Kevin Thorne and Ariel against Mike Knox and Kelly Kelly in an intergender tag team match. I do vaguely remember this, purely because I just had the biggest crush on Kelly Kelly and Ariel. I just thought both of them were absolutely gorgeous, and they still are. I've seen videos of Ariel recently on my friend Josh's channel. She's going by a different name now. I'm pretty sure it's her. And Kelly Kelly, obviously, she's just gorgeous. The match itself wasn't too bad. It was very, very green Kelly Kelly. She'd not done much in ring at this point, apart from be there, and I think she'd done the dancing with the like extreme cheerleaders or whatever they were known as, which was her, Layla, and somebody else. I think this was in the midst of the Kelly Kelly having some sort of infatuation with CM Punk in the storyline. I know Kevin Thorne and Ariel won, and I'm pretty sure at the end Mike Knox may have left Kelly Kelly on to get beat. I think that may be how the match ended. If it isn't, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm going off the top of my memory, but I'm pretty sure Mike Knox walked away and left Kelly Kelly on her own to get pinned by Ariel. And then finally, obviously, you have the main event, which was the Extreme Elimination Chamber, which had Bobby Lashley, Big Show, RVD, Hardcore Holly, CM Punk, and Test. Each of them took a weapon to the chamber with them, and then obviously it was standard elimination chamber rules. Somebody gets picked at random to come out. I remember Hardcore Holly was the first one in, RVD was the second one in, and then came CM Punk, then I think it was Test, I remember Punk was eliminated by RVD, Hardcore Holly got eliminated by Test, as did RVD. Test was eliminated by Bobby Lashley, and then Big Show and Lashley went head to head, which was really what it was built up to be. And Lashley won. He pinned Big Show after he'd speared him. The match wasn't great. It did have a lot of promise, but it failed to deliver. On the DVD case, I don't know if you'll notice there, it shows Sabu but he never actually got into the match. I believe Hardcore Holly attacked Sabu, or Sabu was mysteriously attacked. And so Hardcore Holly took his place, and he was in the little Big Show test, and himself were sort of out to get Lashley and whoever else. So Sabu never actually made it into the match, which was probably just as well for Sabu, because, like I say, it was a pretty bad match. There were some good moments, but when it came down to Lashley and Big Show, it was never going to be exciting. I remember somebody breaking the way out of a pod with a table. I believe it was Lashley. Had to break out of his pod with the table, because somebody got locked. He got locked into his pod somehow, and he had to break the roof with his table or something. It was terrible. Something me and my best friend Mark still joke about to this day. But yeah, if you haven't seen the event, you're not actually missing much. It's not the best. Like I say, had a lot of promise, but failed, really failed to deliver. And the outcome of the pay-per-view, was that Paul Heyman was sent home by Vince. I don't know if he was actually fired or just sent home due to a slumping television's rating and disgruntled talent roster. They were quoted as the reasons. Basically, I think Vince just sort of looked at that pay-per-view and thought, what an absolute mess. A lot of people complained about it pretty much online straight away. But to be fair, I don't think it went as Heyman wanted it. I believe Paul Heyman wanted CM Punk to win the title by winning the Elimination Chamber match, and Vince didn't like that idea. So Heyman were against Lashley being booked as well, from what I remember. But yeah, that's all what I've read online. Like I said, going back a while ago, so I don't know, how true it was and just how much I remembered. But I do remember that Heyman did say he wanted Punk to win the Elimination Chamber. Vince and Steph were against it, so they booked Lashley to win it. And I don't think Heyman had much to do with the booking of the actual Elimination Chamber. It doesn't look like it had any of his trademarks on it. I think if Paul Heyman had have booked it, it would have been a totally different pay-per-view. But yeah, so yeah, that's my sort of, if you want to call it a DVD review, pay-per-view review. So it all came about just as I was sorting some DVDs out, and I found that one, and I figured with it being December, and Christmas is 14 days away, I'd do a quick video about it. So yeah, that's my video on that pay-per-view. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. I'll be back soon with another video. So yeah, that's all for now, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you later.
Extreme.